Wildfires in Jasper National Park have forced the evacuation of over 25,000 people. Those fleeing the region have sought refuge in neighboring towns in both Alberta and British Columbia. For more on this, I'm joined by Madison Goy, a Jasper resident who was evacuated to Edmonton. And thank you for joining us first and foremost, Madison. When did you first learn of the fires?
I first learned of, well, we've been having fires like everyone for the past month. We were fortunate enough to have those in and out of the news for us. However, Monday at 8 p.m. it started to become apparent that the two wildfires going, one by our transfer station and one down the Icefield Parkway, were becoming too close for comfort. Ashes were falling from the sky. By 9 p.m., town was pretty well deserted. Businesses were closed, and we were all preparing to leave.
And where have you evacuated to now, and how were the roads on that journey?
Monday evening at 9:30, my husband and I had about a 15-minute warning compared to others, as friends of ours needed us to take their dog for the evacuation, as they are part of the many community members who are in our volunteer fire. So we had about 15 minutes notice to get out earlier, and thankfully we did. There was a gridlock traffic right behind us once the evacuation order was out for about 6 hours, a journey that took us an hour door to door from our house to Vale Coffee, who took in 30 people that evening. It took about an hour and a half. It took our friends 6, 7, 8 hours to get to Valemount early Tuesday morning. From there, we took our journey through to Kamloops, down to Calgary, and I arrived in Sherwood Park yesterday at 2 a.m.
Yeah, that does not sound easy. And do you know anyone who has stayed behind, and what updates can you provide on the fires?
We all know someone who has stayed behind. We are a very close community. While you may have heard that 25 to 30,000 people were evacuated, 4,000 of those are residents. Everyone knows at least someone who stayed behind, whether to be a volunteer firefighter, whether they're an RCMP member or a community emergency response team member. We all are connected to someone who has stayed behind.
And have you been able to receive an update on your family and your home?
My family, who are there fighting the fires and coordinating the evacuation, they're my chosen family, and they're tired. They're really tired, and they don't have a lot of updates for us. Every minute feels like an hour. I haven't had any pictures of my home, but we do know there's been a lot of fallen ash, and that our firefighters are working hard to set up preventative measures for the town.
And how have people you know been impacted by the fires, and where are these people fleeing to?
We have friends who are in Hinton, some so close, in Valemount. We have friends up in Prince George, Vancouver Island, Vancouver, Cranbrook, Calgary, Edmonton, you name it. We have seniors from our seniors' homes who are staying in neighboring communities as well. Edson and Hinton have really stepped up to return the favor that we did when they were going through similar circumstances.
And can you tell me about the community of Jasper and how they are banding together during this really, really difficult time?
We're an incredibly we call ourselves a unicorn town. If you've had the pleasure of coming for a weekend or working for a season, or you've lived there your whole life, you can feel the magic. We are banding together. You know, all we can do is keep each other positive. We're checking in on each other, whether it's on Facebook or checking in with each other in towns that we are in. Making sure that we put an emphasis on the mental health of the kids. A lot of these kids understand what's going on. Some of them don't, but they're old enough to understand feelings and take that in. So we're really trying to consider the mental health of the littles as we go through in the next couple of days.
Thank you so much for sharing your story, Madison. We really appreciate it. That was Jasper resident Madison Goy sharing her wildfire evacuation journey. The wildfire continues to burn in the region. City News will keep you updated as the story develops. Stay with us. Your news continues next.